Hi Gemini, welcome to your April 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but I advise that you check your ascendant sign first because they're going to be the most accurate. Because we're incorporating the astrology here, basically what's taking place is the most accurate energy is going to be your ascendant, right? So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. That being said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these here and I'm going to give these a good shuffle. So what we're going to be looking at are the four, in my personal humble opinion, the four biggest sort of transits of the month. Now there are other transits happening, but these are the ones that really felt like I was supposed to focus on in the work that I do. All right, so the first one, on the 6th of April, Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to conjunct the North Node in the sign of Taurus. For you, this is happening in your 12th house. So Mercury not only rules communication, thought, speech, websites, emails, letters, phone calls, text message, communication in general, it also rules the flow of money, transactional nature of money. It also rules commerce and business as well. So the fact that you've got this in your 12th house, this could be past connections that come into your world in some regard. Conjunct the North Node, this could be something that you are really wanting or needing to resurrect. So the reason I say this is because wherever the North Node is, this is an energy that pulls us forward. It's like a really powerful driving force, sometimes like a hunger or a yearning or an insatiated energy that we have that we can't really explain. We just know we're supposed to be going in that direction. Now, coupled with your personal planet, Mercury, all of this is happening in the 12th house. So this could be communication that helps you reframe your past in some way. It could also be some part of your history that you're now ready to either revisit or completely move away from. But it is a moment, I think, of really powerful honesty, illumination and clarity. Now, it's not a rare transit, but it does only happen once every year. And so this is likely to bring, right? And anything that happens with the nodes is what we consider a fated energy. So this could be a fated conversation or a conversation that has a lot of weight on how you see, how you reframe or how you readdress your past in some way, shape or form. And for this, you have, okay, they're upside down. You got the Three of Cups. All right, so this could potentially be with a friend or a reunion, because the Three of Cups represents reunions and get-togethers. So this could be an old friend that you run into that helps you see something in a different way. You've got the Devil card. So this is you. It's not that you're reuniting with an old obsession or addiction. This is you revisiting the underlying reasons, because the 12th house in astrology, especially in ancient astrology, was known as the house of self-undoing. It's where we store our stuff. And it's where we store, it's kind of like, I call this the cosmic closet. So it's like where all of our stuff just kind of gets shoved into there. And we're kind of like, yeah, I'll deal with that later. And then when we have a big transit in that space, it shakes all of that up and we do have to look at it. So it's also the house where we find our self-sabotaging tendencies and past beliefs. So this could be highlighted for you in a really big way. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if you are reconnecting with a Capricorn from your past in some way, shape or form. This could also be a conversation that really gets you to see, you know, it's one of those moments where I think you're going to stand back and say, okay, I didn't know any better at the time, so I can let go of giving myself a hard time here. It will be the same with another person. Maybe you reconnect with somebody and you think, oh, you know, like when you run into someone and you're like, oh, fuck fucking hell, here we go, like this person. And then when you talk to them, you're like, oh my gosh, like this person is a completely different person. They're nicer, they're kinder, they're warmer in some way. This could be where maybe you're holding on to a specific way that someone or something is or should be, and you realize very quickly that it's not that anymore. This also looks like you're very committed to getting to the bottom or the root of some of your personal stuff. So sorry, I wanted to go into depth on this one a little bit more because obviously Mercury is your ruling planet. So the second transit that I thought was definitely noteworthy is the Sun, our ruling luminary that rules authority figures and attention, focus, our soul's energy and attention. The energy currency that we have is the Sun, right? The Sun energy. And then it's going to conjunct Jupiter, the Lord of expansion, growth, blessings, abundance, and also levity, prophecy, and healing, right? Is going to conjunct, these are going to conjunct in your 11th house of communities, social circles, wider, higher connections in some way, shape, or form. This is also a future orientated house. And the 11th house is basically about like your far reaching goals, what you want from the next 5 to 10 years of your life, where you envision things going from here in your future. It's also your friendship circles and your social media presence. So this is giving you a powerful magnetic energy in that space where you are able not only to be more visible, but you're also able to attract favor and blessings. So the 11th house is already a house of benefactors. And Jupiter and the Sun are benefactor kind of energy. So you could really attract, like if you've got your own business, you could attract a really big client. If you, this could be an amplification of your voice on or through social media. Like this could be a moment where you really get noticed for something. So this could be lovely. Is highlighting so especially gains, benefactors, and helpful people, because Jupiter is the ruler of your 10th house and your 7th house. This is luck and support that comes by highlighting your skills and your insights. So people are kind of seeing you and your wisdom for what it really is, or for the true value that it has, especially with people that you're working with on a one-to-one basis. This could also be someone that gives, like a powerful person that gives you either a platform or a magical boost in some way. So for this, you have the Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, okay, and the Hermit. So I wouldn't be surprised if this powerful benefactor or person that comes in, they're probably likely to be somebody that is considered older and wiser than you. This is somebody that either has a lot of money or a lot of influence in a specific sphere or field that you yourself are trying to break into. So this is like you're getting the hookup from somebody that has kind of been, they've been around the block a few times. So, they've got some wisdom under their belt, but they've also got the goods, the money, all the stuff that you would expect from a highly successful person. So I love this for you. Now, on the same day, Venus is going to be, so Venus is in your sign at the moment. So she's in your first house. Whenever Venus is in our sign, it makes us more beautiful. It makes us more attractive. It brings to us more of the things that we want and the things that we desire. And it makes us more appealing to other people. So Venus is an attraction energy. So you right now are very attractive. You're attractive anyway, Gemini, but like you're more attractive right now because Venus is sat at 0 degrees of your sign. It's in a beautiful exact trine on the 11th. So the same day we've got the Sun conjunct Jupiter, one of the luckiest days of the year. We've also got Venus, the energy of attraction, sat at 0 degrees of Gemini, so in your sign. Pluto, the energy of magnetism, but also intensity, sat at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And so what this is providing between your 1st and your 9th house is a really potent energy of attraction, magnetism. Like the Pluto in the 9th as well I wouldn't be surprised if you're having some really amazing conversations with people that live abroad, with people that are international or potential foreign, people that are movers and shakers in other countries could really be showing you favor or shining their light on you. There could even potentially be an attraction there. To say that you are sexual, magnetic, and very attractive right now is an understatement. Like, if there's, I said this to everybody, like, if there's something that you want specifically for yourself, or for whether this is a book deal, a podcast, a TV show, or anything that kind of along those lines, this is the time to go after it. Like the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, because you're in that window, right? This is the time to go after it, really. If you had a magic wand, what would you do with it? What would you ask for? Because the 9th house is a very lucky energy, and Venus is the ruler of your 12th house of, things or hidden spaces that you can't see, and also hidden blessings, and your 5th house. So it's beautifying and enhancing your playful side. You're more, I think at this moment to say it's like you're more Gemini than ever before, but you're more, it's like all of the best parts of you are highlighted right now. So you've definitely got a bit of a glamour thing going on, which, hey, listen, don't knock it, right? So I don't think I've shuffled those, have I? No. Okay. So I was just looking and thinking, no, that card came up just before. All right. So for this, you have the 5 of Cups. Okay. So just be careful not to overdo it. With the 5 of Pentacles, okay, and the 10 of Cups. All right, so for those of you that are looking to sell homes, this might not necessarily be the best time. Even though you've got such lucky energies here, you may end up having to, I mean, I know everyone's doing this at the moment, but you might end up needing to reduce the price to one that you're not happy with. So what I actually think this does is it provides you with an ability to kind of play the odds or to play the long game. So I actually like this for you. Now, 2 5s represents a vigil, and you've got this with the 10 of Cups, like you being in the space where you are just loving life. The 9 of Cups could absolutely be the thing that brings you what you need, right? So keeping your energy and your vibe high. Now you've got that 9 of Cups right next to the 5 of Pentacles. If money, finances, and resources have been a challenge or an issue for you, this may very well bring the turnabout of events that you've been looking for. So I really like this, especially for like opening the floodgate to your creativity and letting whatever comes up kind of pour right out of you. Okay, so on the 20th, the 4th and final, on the 20th of April, the same day as the Taurus new moon, I might add, we have the Sun at 0 degrees of Taurus squaring the planet Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now for you, this is 12th house, 9th house stuff. Now, this is a very spiritual energy because the 12th house is the intangible. It's ghosts, it's spirits, it's the doorway to the subconscious, or the doorway that's in the subconscious that leads to the other realm. That's 12th house stuff. It's all of the things that we can't see, the intangible, the hidden. It's also your boudoir, darling. Then you've got the Sun, Pluto over there in the 9th house. In Aquarius. The 9th house is a very spiritual house because in old astrology it was called the house of God. And so with this is your connection to the cosmos. And it's almost like your past and your future and where you envision your faith and your spirituality, they're all shifting at the moment, right? In really powerful ways. So you're getting a moment here where you're needing to course correct on some of the foundations of what you believe and whether the integrity of the structures that you are tied to or aligned with will actually stand up to what you need them to do for you. That's a really, really big, powerful statement, and I hope that you kind of understand where I'm going with it. If there are any legal matters, challenges, or issues, especially ones that have been unresolved or not had any you know, movement on them, this could be the time. And it might not necessarily be the easiest thing, but remember, with square energy, this is something that makes you uncomfortable enough to get pissed off to say, right, I'm not having this experience again. Here's what I'm going to do about it. For this, you have the Three of Wands. You have the Six of Swords. Okay. Sorry, not the Six of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups with the Nine of Swords, that's definitely some anxiety or issue about the past. With the Three of Wands, this could have something to do with your work or your business. If you have either, if you're retired, this could literally be maybe an old issue that you've had with a neighbor or a sibling or a friend could come up again for resolution. Now, the challenge that you have is your energy is so optimistic naturally. It kind of feels for me, if I'm completely honest with you, that optimism isn't going to be enough this time. You can't just kind of, oh yeah, you know, it's going to be great, don't worry. You will have to be a lot more present. Like, and that's the thing, Gemini, you oscillate between these two energies, don't you? Of like really sort of like super upbeat and or super factual. And to be honest with you, the latter is what you're going to need more here around this 20th of April point. Okay, so let's get into your weeks of the month. All right, so for this, don't worry, I know you're probably thinking, hang on a sec, where are the sectors? I'm going to be doing those in separate videos. As many of you know, I'm in a flux point at the moment, and I'm really having fun with the new stuff that I'm creating. I'm loving it, and you know, I hope you guys are as well. I had, you know, a little bit of a wobble yesterday, the day before I'm recording this. I had like a little bit of a moment, and I took to live on YouTube, and it was kind of like it was just a thing. You know, I had a human moment, like, and if you've been with me long enough, you know, like, I have human moments. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh no, I'm just an influencer behind the screen. Like, I'm too cool to have a moment. Like, fuck that. I'm a human being. Like, anyway. Your first week of the month, you have the Justice card. So potentially new contracts coming in, right? New information, new insight, potentially you signing on the dotted line. I like that you're doing it at the beginning of the month because your ruling planet by the end of the month will start its retrograde energies will start to come back in, right? Trust Mercury to be the one that breaks the cycle. Although to be fair, you know, all planets direct sounded really nice at the time, and then by the time I got like sort of 2.5 months plus in, I was like, you know, like I've run a fucking gauntlet. Excuse my language. For your second week of the month, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a change point here. This is, remember, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. So you're having some kind of, not only is this contract that comes in at the beginning of the month potentially quite fateful, it also has an element of being really good for your life, but also amplifying or taking your life in a different direction than you were ready for. This is a change in your luck and your fortunes for the better. In the third week of the month, you've got the Hanged Man, right? So fast. First week, second week of the month. Third week of the month, slow your roll, all right? The Hanged Man is a card of patience, waiting, stillness, for sure. But it's also a card of reassessment and realignment, right? This is a card where when it shows up, you don't have all the facts, the figures, or the information, right? And as I said to you, as we come into that 20th where the sun's going to square Pluto because it's between your 12th and your 9th, it is a very spiritual energy. The Hanged Man is a very spiritual energy, but there's not clarity here. You're not seeing things exactly as they are. And so for that reason, you want to rely more on the facts and the figures and your ability to dig into said things than anything else. Okay, like that's something to really be mindful of at this time. The other thing as well, it's likely that this is where the delays are going to start to happen. All right, so just have that in mind. You know, I always say prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And then for the fourth week of the month, you have the World card, right? New communities and connections of bigger, broader reaching things are coming in here. What I like most about the World card is some new level or access to some new level is now available to you. All right, like this is a time where you are really starting to see, okay, this is where things could go, but it's going to take time. All right, like I'm very excited for you though. I mean, even with the Hanged Man in here, this is a good set of energies. And then finally, we're going to have a look at your moons. Not going to go into super depth here because, again, remember, I'm going to be looking at these in your full and new moon reports. Oh, okay, so that card obviously wants out. So for your full moon in the sign of Libra, you have the Gate 31 and Leadership. This is exactly that. This is going to show you this full moon in Libra on the, just double check. Full moon in Libra is on the 6th of April, is really going to highlight to you who your community is and how you're in charge of them. The new moon on the 20th of April for you, you have the Gate 4 and Answer. This is a time to pose, because this card, I always say, it's not a prediction as much as it is an instruction. This is where you formulate the question, you send it out into the universe and say, this is what I want, and then you wait for the answer to come through from the tangible world. So you ask the question, should I sell my car? You flick on the TV, there's an advert about selling your car. You go to the supermarket and someone says, oh, you know, yeah, I'm all right, but so-and-so's car broke down and they're looking to buy a new one. The answer must come from the outside world. It can't be from a thought or an intuition. It's not intangible stuff. This is something very real world, okay? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.